Hello, my name is Candi. I also go by Candi. My pronouns are she and ella, and I am a full spectrum birth worker, which means that I am a birth doula, postpartum doula, and work also as an abortion doula. So it varies it's very different depending on like what they want, what their experiences have been with past births or within the medical system, um, and what their goals are for this experience. And the goal is it's more than just, oh, baby's healthy. We need to focus on let's um, try to not have this be a traumatic experience, and let's honor the choices and the decisions and what the person who's giving birth is asking for. So you know your body best, you know what your body needs. Um, and if at moments you're not being listened to and they're not believing you, that's when a doula steps in. I think first and foremost that the person giving birth advocates for this themselves. And when they're not listening, that's when we step in. With being a doula, with talking to Black women, even Black women I haven't supported, and Black women who have given birth, the majority of them have a story, and at some point in their story they weren't believed, and it's almost like the medical system thinks that they know Black bodies better than the Black women, even though they are the ones living in those bodies. So on top of not listening, they're not believing Black women, um, and this is why we're at the state that we're in. I mean, like even in the pandemic we saw a rise in maternal mortality within Black and Brown populations, and specifically with Black women. More Black women died in the last couple of years than in 2019. And I'm not saying that this is just the medical settings, because this is also happening at birth centers and at home births with like home birth midwives. Like it's happening everywhere because everyone has these biases. I think that birth workers of color, specifically Black birth workers, are crucial in this because there is already that level of understanding and willingness to advocate and fight in the space and in the setting, the medical setting. One really good piece of advice I would give is that just because you had a provider and you met with them once doesn't mean that you can't fire them. You don't have to stay with that provider. If that provider early on in your pregnancy or in your path to like becoming pregnant isn't listening to you and is not being respectful of your choices and what you're saying, you don't have to stay with them. Like you can fire them and you can go and see a different provider. And by firing them, I mean like call someone else and it's like, I don't want to work with that nurse. Can I have a different nurse? And advocate for yourself in that way, because I don't think that they make it very clear to most people, unless you've actually done this in the past. Most people don't know that you can fire whoever is coming into the labor and delivery room with you. And along with that is asking them to explain what they're talking about, because they just talk to you. They just talk to you and tell you things, but they're not actually explaining what the benefits are, what the risks are, like what are my other options. So just taking that time to just slow down in the full process is a great way to advocate for yourself, because you're forcing them to tell you everything. You're forcing them to tell you the risks, the benefits, what my other options are. And you're forcing them to let you know whether or not this is urgent so that you can have that time for yourself to decide what's best for you. If you ask for that time to wait, to think, to do your own research, to sit with your decision, you're able to really think about what is best for you, because the sense of urgency is really taking away that thought process from folks and from people, and not being able to really comprehend what is being told, and also, is this right for me? Prioritizing Black women is crucial in being able to see changes in maternal mortality. And when you focus and make Black women priority, then you're going to see improvements for everyone else. Once you make things better for Black women, you're going to see that trickle down. Same with Black birth workers, prioritizing Black birth workers and prioritizing having more Black OBs, more Black nurses, more Black midwives, who are both in the hospital and outside of the hospital, you are going to see these disparities come down. Yeah, that's all.